So last week I did a story called "The Conspiracy Theorists Are Winning." And in that story, I explained that even with only a small percentage of support for some of these wild conspiracy theories about coronavirus vaccination or Bill Gates or the virus or whatever, it's more than enough to wreak havoc and cause chaos and prevent the greater population at large from dealing with the virus in the most logical and efficient way possible. And that part of it happens because the mere introduction of some of these conspiracy theories can sometimes take over media outlets. It can start to occupy time where we're hearing about conspiracy theories, even if they are being debunked, rather than hearing from medical experts and public health officials and the like. And so what has happened is that the conspiracy theorists have gotten just enough pickup in the general public and in media that they are very successfully creating a distraction from actual science-based discussions about what we are dealing with in a global pandemic. I underestimated how bad it's gotten. We now have a new poll from Yahoo News and YouGov, which actually connects belief in these conspiracy theories to how it's going to affect us in dealing with the virus over the long term. And the numbers are horrifying. So I'll give you some of the data. 44% of Republicans believe that Bill Gates is planning to use a coronavirus vaccine as a pretext to implant microchips in billions of people and monitor their movements. Now, what's hilarious about that is everybody's carrying around a phone with GPS, and there are much simpler ways, if one believed that this was ultimately the goal of people like Bill Gates, there are much simpler ways than microchipping them with injectable microchips under the guise of a coronavirus vaccine. But they seem to not care about that or not know about that or whatever. Now, I really want you to not fall short of understanding this insanity. Nearly half of all Republicans think Bill Gates wants to microchip people with a coronavirus vaccine. That's, if you went to many psychiatrists with that belief, they would medicate you for paranoid delusions. It's as simple as that. Now, shockingly, even 19% of Democrats believe the same conspiracy theory. And I've told you before, anti-vaxxer nonsense exists on both left and right, typically for different reasons. Your right-wing anti-vaxxers tend to be motivated by distrust of government. Government is going to make me get a vaccine or manipulate my brain chemistry with a vaccine or whatever. The left-wing anti-vaxxers often are sort of motivated by distrust of pharmaceutical companies, but they often end up believing very, very similar nonsense. These beliefs are very stratified around coronavirus by political ideology. So, for example, among those who say they mostly get their news from Fox News, 50% believe Bill Gates and the microchip conspiracy theory. 44% of those who voted for Trump believe the Bill Gates microchip conspiracy theory. However, only 15% of MSNBC viewers believe the Bill Gates microchip conspiracy theory. Only 12% of Hillary Clinton voters believe it. So two important things here. First of all, this is not a disagreement over, is taxing the rich good or bad for the economy? This is not a theoretical debate about should the Constitution be interpreted for modern times or only literally as it was written in the 18th century. Okay, this is a medically consequential, lethal belief that some people hold. It is very partisan. It is very one-sided. One side has science on their side. The other side does not. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is really where we are right now. There is one side, Fox News viewers, Trump voters, Republicans, that believe this absolute trash to an alarming degree. Now the repercussions. Hillary Clinton voters are 30 points more likely to get vaccinated or to say they are going to get vaccinated than are Trump voters. Understand those numbers. 72% of Hillary voters say they will get the vaccine when it is out. Only 44% of Trump voters say they will get the coronavirus vaccine if and when it is available. So in total, right now, when you blend Hillary and Trump voters and all that stuff, only 50% of the country right now says they plan to get the coronavirus vaccine. Why is that a horrifying number? Because it's not enough for herd immunity. So the required herd immunity is based on the reproduction rate of the virus. Measles is so contagious that it's believed to require between a 92 and 95% vaccination or immunity rate to get herd immunity. Coronavirus is less contagious than measles, but we believe you need 70% vaccination and immunity to have herd immunity. If only 50% get the vaccine, you need another 20% of the country to be infected and recover to get immunity. That would translate to roughly 600,000 additional deaths from that group that will not get vaccinated once a vaccine is available. Those are horrifying, horrifying numbers. By the way, again, I don't want to ignore this before moving on. A lot of the same people who will potentially not get a vaccine that could save their life or the life of another because they think Bill Gates is going to microchip them to track their movement, they uncritically carry around a phone which has their location data, knows their interactions with products and brands, their preferences, gives them a tailored and customized series of ads likely to manipulate their purchasing behavior. But they're worried Bill Gates will do this roundabout thing of getting a coronavirus vaccine that will let them be microchipped, will let Bill Gates microchip them so he can track them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it is very, very much split among partisan lines.